So, you want to build your triceps. Triceps actually make up 66% of your arm size, making it important to target when the goal is gaining size and definition in your arms. Tricep training is often thought of as an easy muscle to target that doesn't require much effort mentally to get a good mind-muscle connection. You will see new gym goers head straight to the tricep pushdown and turn it into a full body exercise. But there is a technique and strategies to hit different heads of the triceps. There are 3 heads that I'll be using in every elbow extension based exercise. Just to how much of a degree will depend on how we position our elbows and shoulder joints. Let's take a quick look at the anatomy of the triceps. So you have 3 heads. The long head that makes up the most of the size of your triceps, located on the back of your arm. Then we have the lateral head that can be seen from the side view. Then we have the medial head that is important for strength and stability of the triceps that actually sits right underneath the long head of the triceps. All 3 heads cross the elbow joint, but only the long head crosses the shoulder joint. So to maximize the long head involvement, your shoulder should be placed in more shoulder flexion or an overhead position to take away tension from the other 2 heads and place it more in the long head. One of the best exercises to achieve this overhead position are easy bar skull crushers. I like the easy bar as it allows for more supination of the wrist, which makes it more comfortable than a straight bar. Start with your hands in a close grip position. The bar should be lined up at ear height. If you start with your arms straight with less shoulder flexion, you won't be able to keep the tension on the triceps the whole time. From there, you're going to allow your elbows to go into flexion, dropping the bar out in an arc. Try to actively tuck your elbows on the lowering phase. If your elbows flare, it will put excessive strain on your elbow joint. The bar should finish around the top of your head depending on your anatomy, but touching the forehead is not as effective and will not put the triceps in a good stretch position. When pushing the bar up, make sure to keep your shoulders locked into place, as you'll want all the concentric phase coming from the elbow extension. If you involve your shoulders too excessively, it will take away from the stretch placed on the long head. You will think about pushing the bar up and out instead of straight up. Now, an efficient way to target the lateral head is a straight bar pushdown. A study showed that EMG activity of the lateral head was activated most with the cable pushdown with the straight bar. This is mostly because of the internal rotation of the shoulder joint, as well as allowing for more pronation of the hands. The problem with this exercise is often done wrong with excessive shoulder involvement and progressive cheating. To perform this exercise correctly, stand a couple feet away from the cable. Then you will slightly hinge your hips, putting your torso at a slight angle. With your chest sticking out and your shoulders pinned back, you are set up correctly. To make sure your wrists stay in a neutral position through this exercise. A common mistake is putting the wrist into flexion as you're pushing down the cable. You will want to keep your wrist neutral to keep tension on the triceps and put less stress on your elbow joint. Try to keep your elbows pinching your sides when pushing the bar down. Also try pushing your elbows slightly back. While we're using this exercise for the lateral head, the long head also contributes to shoulder extension. Letting your elbows move slightly forward and back will get the long head more involved. Be careful not to over-exaggerate this, just to allow for a slight sway back and forth. Make sure to get a full contraction at the bottom, making sure to lock out for a quick second, getting the full squeeze of the tricep. When the weight gets heavy, try really hard not to shrug your shoulders and start leaning over the cable, letting your chest and shoulders get too involved, taking away tension from the triceps. Now to target the medial head with a stability exercise like the close grip bench press. The close grip bench press will hit all heads effectively, but will hit the medial head with some stability in a horizontal pressing movement. This exercise is a must-have in tricep development just because of the pure load that you can move on the bar that seems to have been shown in studies to provide a strong stimulus for tricep growth. To perform, take a grip about 4 fingers closer in than what you would normally grab with your bench press grip. If you grab too close, it will put unnecessary tension on the wrists and elbows and will lead to decreased stability. Unrack the barbell like a bench press and keep your elbows more tucked in so that your wrists line up with your elbows at the bottom position. The bar path will not be straight up and down, it will be brought down on a slight angle as shown here. Make sure to fully lock out at the top for the full range of motion. Quick recap. When training triceps, make sure to include 3 different angles of shoulder and elbow positions. One exercise with your shoulders in an overhead position, putting more stress on the long head. An exercise where your elbows are placed more by your sides, allowing for more lateral head, and stability exercise like a close grip bench press. While there are many tricep isolation exercises, it is important not to forget about your compound lifts for great tricep development. Exercises like dips and bench press will still provide a great stimulus for tricep growth just because of the amount of load you can use. So after you do your main compound lifts, sprinkle in more isolated tricep exercises for an overall development of the triceps. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found any value in this video, it would mean a lot to me if you smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. I'll catch you guys later.